Oh, baby, happy Friday. We're almost to the weekend. In fact, if you stand on your tiptoes, you can see the weekend. You gotta, get up there a little bit. How are you? It's Friday, 27th day of September 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Busy show for you today. 5-star show because it's Friday. You know how we work around here. On Monday, Megan and I are here, dark and early, putting together the show. That's about all we do. Tuesday, a lot like Monday. Wednesday, we lean forward a little bit, kind of bear down, try and get together a good show for you. Thursday, we get almost everything together. And then Friday, we come through to get your weekend going with a 5-star show. We're going to do our best. We got some good stuff for you. Good guests, too. As you know by now, we've talked about this in the news. The Wenatchee School District has a significant shortage of bus drivers. It's just one of those perfect storms. They had retirements and they had people move out of town and other kinds of things. And so now they're short bus drivers. They need bus drivers, the Wenatchee School District does. And the Director of Transportation for the Wenatchee School District, Jenny Lagadinos, came in and visited me alongside Diana Haglund, who's the Communications Director for the Wenatchee School District. See if we can get some people interested to hail to the bus driver. Yeah. You want to earn some extra cash? We're going to talk about that when we get to the back half of the hour. Great football game last night at Leap Off the Field of the Apple Bowl. If you're a fan of the Wenatchee Panthers, Nate Blauman set some records. It was an offensive explosion by the Panthers. They are undefeated in league play. They're the only team that can say that right now. That'll change tonight. It was a Thursday night football game. We had it for you. We'll have highlights when we get to sports. Lots of news, as usual, as you might imagine. But the big thing where everybody's going to be talking about is this powerful cold front, this rare September storm that's coming our way. We've been talking about this since Tuesday now, and as the computer models have continued to mesh and continued to look forward to what this weekend is going to be, everybody's in agreement now that this is going to be a wild weekend. Record low temperatures, some lower elevation snow, bitterly cold wind chills, rain for the Wenatchee Valley. It's going to feel like mid-November. That forecast that you don't want to miss is coming your way here in just a couple of minutes, plus everything else you're used to, including everybody's entitled to Mike McNarty's opinion, birthdays, today in history, and the obscure holiday. Beautiful morning, 3 minutes after the hour. Let's go around the valley. Right now, it's you're looking outside. It's very benign. It's quiet. Not a lot going on. What are you talking about, Dan? Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Trust me on that. Beautiful view of the Wenatchee Valley. It's 48 degrees under fair skies outside. But as I mentioned, it's just going to get really cold. We're talking about temperatures 25 degrees below normal for this time of year coming up over the weekend. You do not want to miss that forecast. By the way, the sunrise this morning was at 6:54. The sun will go down tonight at 6:49. That means 11 hours and 55 minutes of daylight. And check this out. Yesterday's high, Thursday's high, 77 degrees. What are we going to see 77 again? I don't know. April maybe. Hope you had a chance to enjoy it. Megan, where are we going with camera number 2? I don't know. It does. It's off to Omi Gardens. We go. Look at the sun just starting to kiss the Wenatchee Heights area and Jump Off Ridge. Just getting the job done. Zoomed in a little bit, as you can tell. Omi Gardens, by the way, is still open. It's a beautiful time of the year to visit Omi Gardens. No question about that. This is the Otabashian Bridge, the Stemilk Growing Complex, Wenatchee to your right, East Wenatchee to your left from our Omi Gardens camera, looking directly across from the cross camera. Camera number 3. Hello and good morning to, I'm going to think Waterville, Megan? Hey, well, that's not Waterville. It's the Waterville camera. Way up there. You consider Waterville's, 4,000 feet in elevation. You put a camera on a tower that goes up another 150 feet. That's a beautiful view. Lake Chelan is on the other side of that ridge, by the way. You just can't quite make it out. Looks like it might be a tad windy up there. Yeah, and on top of all this stuff we talked about with the cold temperatures, snow in the mountains, rain in the valley. We haven't mentioned the wind, and the wind chills are going to be real cold. We got a bunch of slides to show you when we get to the weather forecast. Good morning to our friends who live there. And finally, camera 4. Hi, Billy Goat. How you doing? Mount Kalispell way off there in the background. That's zoomed in. You can see Pateris clear as day. You can see Brewster out there as well. I hope you have a chance to go out and enjoy this beautiful weather we had the last couple of days, because boy, it's going to be one of those weekends where if you're out and about, you're going to have to bundle up, no doubt about that. You're also going to have to fight off some rain, but it might be just a good weekend to like make a big casserole or chili or do some cleaning around the house or something like that, because it's and you're going to have to turn on the furnace too if you haven't done so already. I have not done so, but you can better believe I'm firing that heater up tonight. Everybody will, because the forecast is calling for very cold temperatures. Let's take a look at that forecast at 6 minutes after the hour on this Friday from the National Weather Service. Here you go, folks. Take a look at it. Again, everything is set up for this powerful cold front they've been talking about. Strong winds out of the north, very cool temperatures. Look at those overnight lows. So what we got for today, we got quite a bit of sunshine with a mixture of high clouds. As the day progresses and this cold front begins to move in, the clouds will be thickening up. We're only going to get to 62 after 77 yesterday, but that's going to feel downright balmy compared to what we'll be dealing with over the weekend. It's going to be a little breezy this morning. It's going to be windy this afternoon. Once the sun goes down, just before 7 o'clock, the winds will die down. So if you're heading out and about for high school football tonight, not very windy tonight. That's going to change. The cold front really begins to work its way in tonight. Look at the overnight low of 40, also a little windy. And we're going to be in for some rain. Basically from tonight all the way through Sunday night, the rain is going to be pretty consistent with snow in the upper elevations. In fact, the snow level is going to drop down by Saturday night into Sunday morning. The snow level is going to drop down to maybe 1,500 feet. Could even get some light snow in the Wenatchee Valley. It's not going to stick around. The ground's too warm for that. Let's walk you through some of the slides that the National Weather Service sent our way. First of all, we're going to do the Sunday highs. This is the high temperatures on Sunday. That is cold, historically cold. We are going to break some records. That's almost guaranteed over the weekend. When you see a map like that covered in blue, that means it's going to be chilly. That's Sunday's highs. Overnight lows. Unseasonably cold. I mean, just downright chilly. We're looking at 38 for the overnight lows Saturday night into Sunday. We're looking at Sunday night into Monday, overnight low 36, 37 degrees. That doesn't even factor in the wind chills. Now, what are the record temperatures for the month of September? The coldest high temperatures in the month of September. Look at Wenatchee. You see that there. These records go all the way back to 1931. Look how old all of those records are. There is a very distinct possibility that every one of those that you see is going to be broken. This is the coldest high temperatures, and our high temperature on Sunday, the 29th, is forecast for 45 degrees. So yeah, in fact, we could break the record both Saturday and Sunday. And even on Monday, for that matter, it's a possibility, because we're still in the month of September come Monday. So we are going to break some records this weekend. And one more thing we got to mention, the wind chills. Saturday night into Sunday morning, you factor in the very cold temperatures and the strong north winds, which will be about 16 to 15 miles an hour, pretty consistent. You're talking wind chills way down there. If it's hunting season, if you're going to be out and about, if you're camping or hunting, yeah, you just just use your common sense. So once again, a high today of 62 degrees, considerably cooler. It's going to get way down there on Saturday. We're only looking at a high of 48 degrees with rain pretty much all day Saturday, snow in the upper elevations. Saturday night's overnight low 38. We're only going to get to 45. That's it. So you see that 45 degree mark. That's like almost 30 degrees below normal on Sunday. It's just record-breaking coldness coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Now, the system is going to exit Sunday night into Monday, but the cold air is going to be sticking around. All this Arctic cold air is going to be hanging around the Wenatchee Valley all the way through most of next week. So the trade-off is lots of sunshine, but it is going to be chilly. We're in for a wild, wild weather weekend. And if you're driving to the mountain passes, Stevens Pass is going to get some snow and it's going to accumulate. You should be okay on I-90. If you plan on going over the mountains either direction, Snoqualmie Pass is going to be your best bet. With that 1,000-foot elevation difference. Stevens is about 4,000 feet. Snoqualmie is about 3,000 feet. That's going to make all the difference in the world for wintertime driving conditions. 10 minutes after the hour. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got your Friday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My first experience with CVCH, I had to come in with my daughter by myself with a cut in my hand that required stitches. And the care and compassion at CVCH was really significant, that they took the care and compassion and made me feel more as a human instead of just a patient there. The care they have for their community all around, inside and outside the clinic, is what I feel like is different. And that's what makes me want to come back to CVCH and recommend them to my friends and family.
Hi, my name is Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group, formerly known as Senior Insurance Services. And we recently decided to make that name change because we're offering so many different other types of insurances in addition to Medicare education and enrollment like we've been doing for 15 years. So if you have questions about Medicare or any other forms of insurances, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group, 888-2600, or visit us at any of our 5 locations.
We're back 11 minutes after the hour. We have a very nice, quiet morning. It's 48 degrees, but as you know by now, we're in for a fairly significant storm event coming up this weekend. It's going to be cold, it's going to be windy, and it's going to be rainy all weekend long with record-breaking low temperatures. Here's what's making headlines. A Berea man who injured 3 people in a jet ski accident over the summer on Lake Chelan is going to serve 6 months in jail. Lorenzo Alejandra Lopez admitted he'd been drinking when he steered his watercraft into a friend's jet ski on June 14th. He injured himself, he injured the other adult, and 2 children who've been riding as passengers. Now, while awaiting his sentencing Friday, Lopez twice violated a Chelan County court order against drinking alcohol, and that means he'll have to spend 12 months in an alcohol treatment program once he's released from jail. In exchange for his plea, prosecutors withdrew charges of boating under the influence. Well, in another sign that summer is a done deal, burn ban's going to be lifted in Chelan and Douglas County next week. As of October 1st, that's next Tuesday, unless there is an inversion, county residents can begin burning their yard debris. Douglas County Fire Marshal Kurt Blanchard said there are different rules for burning in cities and urban growth areas, so before you burn, you should check with your local fire district or the State Department of Ecology.
Only natural vegetation can be combusted. Your burn area can be no greater than 4 feet in diameter and approximately 3 feet high. If you have more waste than that, then you need to burn it in smaller sections, if you will. If you have orchard burning, that's completely separate from residential burning. So orchard permits for agricultural burning are obtained through State Department of Ecology. So just because you look across a lot and see, a large pile on fire doesn't mean that you can necessarily do the same. Residential burn piles need to be at least 50 feet from any structure. You need to burn during daylight hours only. You have to have water available during your burn. It has to be attended 100% of the time and completely extinguished prior to dusk. And if there is any winds present at the time, you need to extinguish it and wait until such time that the winds die down.
In other news, Standard Paint and Flooring is relocating from their downtown Wenatchee store to a new location on the north side of town. Now, the retailer is in the process of refurbishing the building at Old Station next to Big Lots and Gateway Cinema, formerly occupied by Food Pavilion. Standard Paint and Flooring will occupy half the building, the other half to be leased out to some yet-to-be-named business. That's according to company officials. Now, the existing store and showroom is located at the corner of South Mission and Yakima. That's targeted for demolition to make way for that development of that new multi-story housing complex slated for a couple of years from now. The Wenatchee City Council recently approved an agreement with Widener Apartments to develop the housing development on land situated on Mission Street between Kittitas and Yakima Streets. The property includes the paint store and a city-owned parking lot. Well, the NCAA Live Channel, we got a chance to check in with some of the winners at the 2019 Innovator Awards Luncheon. It happened on Wednesday. It's a GWADA-sponsored event held at the Wenatchee Convention Center.
I wanted to ask about your start. You got started in a very small space. What space was that?
It's basically our garage. Hewlett-Packard started in a garage, Microsoft started in a garage, Disney started in a garage, so we were following some very famous people. We will move into our new facilities probably in another 2 weeks in Cashmere. Yes, we started very small. So.
What was it like to get involved in the Kashmir space? I mean, it was a space that had no real use for some time because of pollution, then it got remediated, and now you were there for the ribbon cutting with Governor Inslee.
In our business, we're liquor, and it's a highly regulated from a building code zoning perspective. And of all the buildings we looked at for 2 years, the Ports project was tailor-made.
Over this past year, some of our programs have been our Hydro STEM Academy, an academy for high school students. We hold it each year in June, and we have around 24 students who participate from all over the state, and actually some of them even show up from Oregon. So it's great. It's all about engineering. It gives the students an opportunity to see what careers are available in the hydro industry.
So we had a mission. Another student from another class came up to us with a little pamphlet about this competition in Seattle. So what we do is we fly drones, we computer program, we talk about cultural references. We went to Seattle and we got interviewed a lot about this. And we do many other STEM related things. We've been doing this since February, I believe.
So what have you learned?
I have learned so many different components about this STEM. I worked a lot in engineering with this challenge. It's just engineering lights and finding out different ways to make things work, and that was a huge part of the challenge. I also learned a lot of just valuable life skills, learning how to work well with others, and just learning how to be a part of a group and work with them.
And finally, we have a tradition around here on Fridays. We like to fill you in on what's happening this weekend. We have an in-house expert, Megan McPherson. Here's your weekend events.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. A free senior education and mobility awareness expo is happening this Saturday from 9 to noon at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center. This event is geared toward senior adults wanting to learn about and apply resources in our community to provide a healthy, happy, and well-balanced life. Exhibitors will be available for information and interaction, and there will be free giveaways, prizes, and refreshments. Sage's annual When I Grow Up 5K Fun Run and Walk is this Saturday from 10 to noon at Pybus Public Market. Come support prevention efforts against child abuse. Costumes are strongly encouraged, so please come up dressed up as what you want to be when you grow up. Adults and children of all ages are invited. Register today at the Sage office on 710 North Chelan. The WSU Chelan Douglas County Master Gardeners presents Creating Successful Garden Designs this Saturday from 10 to 11:30 a.m. at the Community Education Garden. Come learn about steps for good garden design, year-round interest, and how to make plant choices. Learn how to turn landscape problems into design opportunities and how to create appealing landscape design features, taking into consideration fire resistance, irrigation, soil, pollinators, color, and more. And finally, the 7th annual Wool Work for Wine Fiber Arts Festival and Wine Tasting will be held at Snowgrass Winery in the Endiat Valley this Sunday from noon until 5 p.m. Knitters, spinners, and weavers from throughout the region will have their wares for sale, as well as product demonstrations. Meet the Snowgrass sheep who mow the vineyard. There will also be tasting of Snowgrass wines. The cost is $10 and children are free for this family event. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
And if you have outdoor plans, of course, bring a bumper chute and break out the long underwear. You are going to need it. Don't forget, whatever happens this weekend, you can take us along. We're portable. We stream all the time. Whatever we're broadcasting now, we also stream on our website at ncwlife.com. Just click on the Watch Now icon, and you can watch our weekend programming. We can have a lot of it. And we'll have the news tonight with Grant Olson and yours truly filling in for Eric Granstrom on sports. So if you want to see a train wreck, you can watch the news tonight. Grant's going to do a great job. Me, who knows. The news with Grant and myself tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10. If you want to drop us a line, we'd love to hear from you. News at ncwlife.com is our email address. News at ncwlife.com. We'd love to hear from you. 20 minutes after the hour when we come back, sports, including highlights from a very impressive Wenatchee Panther football victory last night over Eisenhower. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Welcome back. 21 minutes after the hour. Sports, a record-setting night for Nate Blauman of the Wenatchee Panther offense last night. 49-28 the final. The Panthers over the Eisenhower Cadets. Wenatchee rolling up a total of 696 yards of offense. Nate Blauman set the single-game rushing record for Wenatchee High School. That's impressive. 28 carries, 330 yards, 6 touchdowns. Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom had the call. Lots of highlights from last night.
Receivers right side, so trips right for the Panthers in this formation with Blauman in the backfield. Blauman the handoff, gets a block nicely by Obadiah Young. That springs him 10-5 into the end zone. Touchdown Panthers. 17 yards for Nathan Blauman.
Couple of carries, 37 yards. We talked about it in the pregame, Grant. If they like to come on that blitz from the outside, they like to send guys. That means all you got to do is block one for a second, get Blauman on the outside, and there you go.
Sermon. Handoff, nothing fancy there. Blauman, he's going to plow his way into the end zone. Didn't get touched. 7 yards, touchdown. One receiver left. Sermon looks left. It's Obadiah Young. Makes a move with the 50. Nice move. 45-40. He's got open field. He's going to go. There's the 20. The 10. Touchdown. Panthers. 56 yards.
And if we have those stickers to put on the helmets, give another one to Chase Lloydhammer. He came back and made a block, took out 2 cadets that sprung him down the far sideline and all the way for the touchdown.
1st and 10 at the 12. The Panthers can get a first down without scoring a touchdown here. Blauman's going to try the right side this time. Cuts it back up middle of the field into the end zone. Is he in? Yep. Touchdown Panthers. All right, 1st and goal. Panthers from the 1-yard line. Blauman runs it in across the goal line. Touchdown Panthers. Blauman again. 4 touchdowns in the ball game tonight for Nate Blauman, and the Panthers go back on top by 2 touchdowns. That was only the 2nd punt of this ball game, by the way.
That's right, Wenatchee hasn't punted
yet. Here's Blauman on the outside, gets a block, a push kind of in the back, and Blauman's got room! He steps out of bounds and looked like at the 46-yard line. Blauman still going down the sideline. The referees are gonna let him have it, I think. Into the end zone, touchdown Panthers!
72 yards!
He stepped out, I saw it right below us at about the 45, 46-yard line. Not gonna matter, 72 yards in 13 seconds. The Panthers on the board again.
A record night maybe for a running back. We talked about maybe a record night for the quarterback being perfect through the air. How about the night for Nate Blauman?
Unbelievable. They really were the players of the game, I think. Here's Blauman again, left side, cuts it back up middle of the field. He wants that 5th touchdown into the end zone. Touchdown, 16 yards, 6th touchdown of the night for Nate Blauman. How about that?
Just unbelievable night for the Panther ball carrier.
Wow. Just like that, Panthers up 48-21 now. He can break this record if he hasn't already. And look at this run again across the 45. Both hands on the football this time. 6 yards over the right side for Nate Blauman. The crowd has really given him a hand, so he may have just broken the school record.
330 yards rushing for Nate Blauman tonight, who will now come out of the football game. A record-setting night for Blauman, who gives a hug to his coaching staff. And a hug to his teammates as he comes to the far sideline. What a night for this senior for the Wenatchee Panthers.
We came into the game ready to go. Our O-line, our whole team, we were hyped up for it, and we practiced all week, what we were planning on doing, just hitting their holes and going after them, and, it worked out tonight, and thanks to these guys, we all got the record all together. It's not mine, it's theirs.
In your wildest dreams, did you ever imagine a night like this?
I honestly, I had seen the record many times. I've looked at the records, and I was like, God, I'd have to, have a great game that game, and all the line would have to be perfect, and that's really what happened tonight. But no, I never thought I'd be able to get it, but it happened tonight, and I'm very happy.
Who wants to be the spokesperson for the offensive line here?
Sure, I'll be it. We just had a great game. I think we're all dialed in and ready to go, and we came out with a mentality with just finish, and just keep pounding the ball, And so at the end of the game, it turned out pretty successful.
Very impressive by all concerned. Wenatchee's Camden Sermon, can't forget about him. He was nearly perfect through the air. He was 12 for 13, 217 yards, a touchdown. He also ran the ball 6 times for 116 yards. The Panthers are 3-1, undefeated in the league. They travel to Moses Lake next Friday. The Eastmont Wildcats take center stage here tonight. On the NCAA Live Channel, a battle of unbeaten teams. The Wildcats are 3-0. West Valley of Spokane is 3-0. Coach Michael Don of the Wildcats say their opponent tonight is ranked 5th in the state for a reason.
Yeah, they'll have no fear. Their kids will come out and play. They got some big linebackers. They got one kid who's 235 playing middle linebacker, another one at 225. They got some athletes out there. They got a really good free safety receiver who runs well and goes up and gets the ball. 3-year quarterback returner. They've been throwing the ball a lot and spraying it around the field, doing a lot of 4-wide stuff. But it's a hard working group of kids that'll come hit you in the mouth, and they know how to play football. So we're just anticipating them to come out and not worry about who we are, and just they're going to take care of their business, and we just need to do the same thing.
Wildcat senior running back Carson Talley came into week three, second in the Big Nine in rushing behind only Wenatchee's Nate Blauman. He says he's trying to soak in every minute of his final season of high school football.
I definitely want to end on a high note in my football career because I don't have a desire to play college football. Although I love high school, it's a blast. I just don't have a desire. So I definitely want to end on a high note and definitely remember it for the rest of my life.
What's it feel like most of the people out there have never scored a touchdown. So what's that feel like?
Can't even explain it. Once your whole team behind you, celebrating for you and with you, it's crazy.
It'll be a good game. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff tonight. 2 local sports broadcasting legends couldn't be there. So instead we'll have Grant Olson and Steve Sandman calling the action tonight. Also under the lights tonight, Moses Lake is on the road. They're at Davis, afraid to host Ellensburg. Quincy will host Othello. Cashmere's on the road at Cheney. Kings welcomes Cascade. Granger is in Chelan. Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt. Liberty Bell travels to Antioch. Soap Lake will see Waterville. Mansfield rolling into town. All of those games that you see kick off at 7 o'clock. To the Les Schwab Prep Soccer scoreboard from last night. Pretty light schedule. Cashmere blanked Chelan 4-0. Prosser edged Quincy 3-2. To the volleyball courts last night. Eastmont got the better of Sunnyside 3-1. Quincy shut out Grandview 3-0, and it was Chelan sweeping 3 games from Cashmere. To the prep schedule over the weekend. We'll start with soccer. It's going to be brutal conditions on the pitch. First of all, tonight, you got Cascade hosting Olympic at 5:30, the first game of the Cascade Cup. Game 2 tomorrow at 4 between the Goats and Lakeside. Also tomorrow, Quincy hosts Toppenish. Prosser's at Ephrata at 1 o'clock. Eastmont travels to Sunnyside. The Panthers host Moses Lake, and at 1 o'clock, Manson takes on Lake Roosevelt. Wear your long underwear. You don't want to wear long underwear indoors. We got volleyball Saturday. Lots of tournaments. Ephrata and 15 other schools will play in the Quincy Invitational. Ferris will host the Linda Sheridan Classic with Eastmont, Moses Lake, and Wenatchee. And Cashmere plays host to Wapato, the gateway to Yakima. Everybody into the pool. Eastmont, Wenatchee, and 4 other schools will be in the pool at the King County Aquatic Center tomorrow. The Muckle-Teo Invitational. They get going at 9 o'clock. Cross country. Wenatchee will be at the Portland Christian Invitational at 9 o'clock. Cashmere, Eastmont, and Moses Lake are in Bellevue for the invite there. Kings will host Chelan at 9 o'clock, and at 11:45, Ephrata and a lot of other schools participating in the Connell invite. The Wenatchee Wild wrap up the month of September north of the border this weekend. They got Chilliwack in Chilliwack tonight at 7. Then tomorrow, the Wild will be in Merritt. to take on the Centennials. Wild fans, you got to wait until October 11th and 12th for their next home games with West Kelowna coming to town. College football. Oh, let me tell you about it. Washington will host number 21 Southern California Husky Stadium at 12:30. You can watch the game on Fox. Eastern Washington will host North Dakota in Big Sky Play. Central Washington hosts Western Oregon. And at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Washington State travels to take on number 19 Utah. Both of those teams coming off very difficult defeats last week. And finally, Seahawks looking to bounce back. They're in beautiful Glendale, Arizona to take on the Chicago Cardinals. No, I'm sorry, the St. Louis Cardinals. No, I'm sorry, it's the Arizona Cardinals. Kickoff at 1:05 on Fox. Whew, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. Boy, this Friday morning is flying right by. 31 minutes after the hour, the obscure holiday of the day today is corned beef hash day. Of course, hash is a culinary term. It means things that have been chopped up very finely, chopped or diced. Corned beef hash became very popular because of and during World War II. Fresh meat was rationed, heavily rationed, and corned meat was more available. For one thing, it lasted longer, and so it kind of really took off in popularity. Back in the old days, cheap restaurants were known as hash houses because they could make a lot of hash and serve it for not a lot of money. So they don't have hash houses anymore because, well, they have chain restaurants, Denny's and IHOP and all those others. In fact, it's very hard to find hash on a restaurant menu much anymore. If you like corned beef hash for breakfast, and a lot of people do, you got to make it yourself, but it's pretty easy to make, and it's pretty easy to store. Corned beef hash day today, a breakfast staple, or was anyway. Let's bring it back, I say. I haven't had breakfast yet. I may have to have some. 32 minutes after the hour today in history. Happy 111th birthday to the car that changed America. Not just American transportation, but America as a whole. The first production of the Ford Model T rolled off the assembly line at that very plant in Detroit, Michigan. The Ford Model T was named, and for good reason, the most influential automobile of the 20th century. Transportation came to the masses. Your own transportation with the Model T, and it began rolling off the assembly line 111 years ago today. September 27th, 1930, 89 years ago today. Look at that box score. Now, a major league first baseman, on average, is involved in about 9 to 10 putouts a game, either by catching the ball thrown by somebody else or fielding the ball and touching first base or catching a pop fly. For the first time in baseball history, Bud Clancy, first baseman of the Chicago White Sox, never handled the ball once in a 9-inning game. Never touched it. No putouts, no assists. Unheard of. It happened 89 years ago today. They could have played the entire game, the White Sox, without even having a first baseman. Still, I can't believe that. Happy 65th birthday to the Tonight Show, the nationwide debut of what was then called Tonight, starring Steve Allen on NBC, made its national television debut on this date, September 27th, 1954. It's now, of course, known as The Tonight Show. The original host was Steve Allen, hosted it from 1954 to 1957. Jack Parr took over, hosted the show from 1957 to 1962. Then, of course, Johnny Carson, his legendary run from 1962 to 1992. Jay Leno took over in 1992, hosted it till 2009. Conan O'Brien hosted the show for 6 short months in 2009. Conan O'Brien just got completely, well, he got the short end of the stick from NBC. I think he was treated terribly unfriendly. Jay Leno came back to host the show for 4 years, and since 2014, it's been hosted by Jimmy Fallon, an American television institution. The Tonight Show debuted 65 years ago today. And happy 21st birthday to Google. There's the original logo. Google retroactively claims this date as its birthday, so Google is now the legal drinking age, 21. Happy birthday, Google. Finally, birthdays at 34 minutes after the hour. If you remember the Watergate affair, most of us do. The legendary Senator Sam Ervin comes to mind. He was from the South. He originally supported Jim Crow laws and racial segregation, and then he turned right around and became a liberal hero by supporting civil liberties and racial integration. It's the strangest thing, but of course he's probably best known for chairing the Senate Watergate scandal committee hearings in 1973 and 1974. The great Sam Ervin, a great American, born in the state in 1896. William Conrad, born in the state in 1920. He was the original radio voice of Marshall Dillon. In Gunsmoke, he created the character essentially, but when the Gunsmoke went from radio to television. They took one look at William Conrad and said, this guy can't play Marshall Dillon on TV. He's a little too... Of course, he narrated Rocky and Bullwinkle and The Fugitive, and of course, he was in Cannon, the 1970s detective TV show. William Conrad, born in the state of 1920. And happy birthday to the greatest third baseman in baseball history, Mike Schmidt. 17 seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies, 3 times the National League MVP, the greatest first baseman in baseball history. Mike Schmidt is 70 years old today. Going to take a break. Everyone's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. Then my conversation with Jenny Lagadinos and Diana Haglund. The Wenatchee School District needs bus drivers. Help wanted. They could use you. That's coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Lehman Williams, General Manager of Crown Furniture and Mattress. 3 years ago, we decided to make a change to focus on products built in the USA. We made this decision based on better construction, better quality, and better warranties. At Crown Furniture and Mattress, we take great pride in knowing with each and every delivery, we're not just delivering furniture, we're delivering quality and comfort for your family to enjoy for years to come. So stop by and feel the difference at 730 South Wenatchee Avenue, across from Stan's.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, the Federal Assault Weapons Ban of 1994 banned the following weapons: semi-automatic rifles that were able to accept detachable magazines and have 2 or more of the following: a folding or telescoping stock, a pistol grip, a bayonet mount, a flash suppressor, and a grenade launcher. Okay, fine. But you know what weapon the ban didn't cover? A Ruger Mini 14 rifle. What's relevant about this weapon is that it shoots in semi-automatic mode, can accept the 30-round magazine, and fires a .223 caliber round, just like the AR-15. But the Ruger's not considered an assault weapon. Give that some thought. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Sorrento's restaurant at Chelan's Cellars provides a unique dining experience. The dining room provides a spectacular view of the Lake Chelan Valley. Lunch and dinner are served daily, and the weekend brunch is something that must be experienced and won't soon be forgotten. From the menu to the music, nothing is overlooked. At Sorrento's, you will always be impressed, especially when you discover how close and how affordable luxury can be. It's all within your reach at Sorrento's at Chelan Cellars.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Hey, the call has been issued by the Wenatchee School District. It happens to a lot of school districts this time of the year. Wenatchee is no exception. Eastmont usually deals with this as well. They got a shortage of bus drivers. They need bus drivers. Kids got to get to school, and some kids take the bus. And by golly, there's a shortage of bus drivers. It pays pretty good. Hours aren't too bad. And here to talk about that and other cool things with the Wenatchee School District, everybody knows the gal to my left is Diana Haglund. She's the communications director and has been now for a little while. And to my immediate left, Jennifer, pronounce your last name again so I don't blow it.
Lagadinos.
Lagadinos. Lagadinos. Jennifer Lagadinos is the Wenatchee School District transportation director. Pretty still new to the job, right? I mean, you got it about halfway through last school year, is that right? I'm trying to remember.
Correct. I started in December last year.
Okay, so you're new, so introduce yourself to our television family. Tell folks about you.
I came from Marysville School District on the west side, just north of Everett. I was there for about 9 years in transportation.
And this job opened up, and you said, "Let's do it." How did this whole thing?
Absolutely. Well, I've always loved this area. It's beautiful. It's great for outdoor recreation. Love the mountains. So.
And you wanted to get out of Marysville.
I did. I wanted to be in a smaller community.
Okay.
So.
And so here you are.
Here I am.
Yeah. Tell me about the vetting process. Did you know pretty early on that, hey, I think I'm going to get this job. I think I'm pretty good at it, and I did good with the interview, that kind of stuff?
You never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
But here you are.
But here I am.
Here you are. And unfortunately, you're now doing, she's in charge. Well, what is it, your job specifically as the transportation director? It's not just buses, I'm sure, that you have a fleet and things like that, but your day-to-day responsibilities, Jennifer, consist of what exactly?
Day-to-day just involves managing the drivers and the routes and helping problem solve as issues come up.
Have the routes changed much, or are they pretty much the same as students come and go and schools get bigger or smaller?
We did a little route changing this year, as much as we could. Special ed had some programs that changed locations, so that changed our special ed routes quite a bit. And then we tried to deal with some bell schedule issues that changed some of our routes.
Right. So. And of course, there's always winter time, and I know last
Yes.
February was a pretty crazy month for you with all the snow, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. That was a big learning curve.
Yeah. And how did that affect? I mean, it was funny because we didn't really have any snow, and then February came, and Mother Nature said, here's a couple of feet of snow, Wenatchee. How do you handle that when you wake up at whatever hour you wake up in the wintertime and you take a look out your window and you go, okay, time to make some phone calls, time to talk to the superintendent?
Drive some roads.
Okay, that's what you do.
Yes.
You
and
literally
last
get in
year,
your car and drive a route.
Go drive roads out in the hills and see how the road conditions are. And last year I was very fortunate to have the help of Greg Herkenrath and Greg Thompson, who are directors of
facilities and our capital
I know
projects.
both of them quite well. Yep.
And so they helped me out quite a bit. And we covered the district, and a lot of our conditions last year were ice.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a pretty sizable district. I mean, some of these bus routes are pretty.
Yeah, we cover the Sunny Slope area all the way down on the other side of town to the Malaga area. So it's quite a bit of driving.
But I like the fact that you literally go out and you drive the route. Now, the final decision on school delays or bus things, that rests with the superintendent. He gets the final call. But my guess is they pretty much go on your call on that kind of stuff, Jennifer. I mean, last year for Brian Flonis, for instance, when he was the superintendent, it was like, hi, Brian, it's Jennifer, and we need to do a 2-hour delay here or something like that. Is that?
Yeah, I give him my recommendation, tell him what the road conditions look like, what I'm seeing, and then we talk about it, and then he makes his final recommendation.
What kind of car do you drive when you do these routes in the wintertime, so you know it's somewhat realistic to what a bus driver's going to have to deal with?
Well, I'm out at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, so I'm
welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm out in a
group
4-wheel
too.
drive vehicle,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah,
so.
that's a smart move.
Yeah.
We got a shortage of bus drivers. Was this anticipated? I mean, as I mentioned at the start of this conversation, every year, every school district seems to have this issue. It's been especially acute, actually, in the Eastmont School District for a couple of years. I know they came on the show and said we need bus drivers. They had janitors driving buses, for crying out loud. Now Wenatchee has a shortage. Yeah. Was this kind of here's a new school year and we lost a bunch of bus drivers? How did we get to this point?
We lost more than I expected. I knew we were going to have a few retiring in the spring, and I didn't realize we were going to have so many switch jobs. People went other places, they moved, so they had things happen in their personal lives where they wanted to focus on family. So that kind of was unexpected. That happened about a couple weeks before school started.
So now you have a gap. Right now, how are you filling that gap, Jennifer, besides you yourself driving a bus?
Currently, we have 5 folks in the office, which are 3 mechanics and our router and myself, who have CDLs, and we're filling in, driving almost daily, trying to help keep the kids getting to and from school.
Wow. Is there like, we talk about substitute teachers, are there substitute bus drivers you can call, or you
We do.
in? Okay.
We have a list of substitute drivers, and they're driving daily as well.
Okay.
So, since we have 7 open routes.
So you have 7 open routes, and how many routes are there total?
approximately, I believe, 33.
So that's a pretty sizable number.
Yes, it is.
That's a big time number. So what does the job entail? If there's, I know friends who've gotten into the bus driving business. Many of them are retirees who are just looking for some extra pocket change or just to keep themselves busy. You get to hang around kids, which keeps you young for the most part. What are some of the advantages to being a school bus driver for the Wenatchee School District?
It's a great job if you are a retiree, like you mentioned, or if you're a parent who wants to have the same schedule as your children. For folks who work from home and have a flexible schedule, they can work the hours around that.
Mm-hmm. Is that a challenge every day to figure out? Because most bus drivers have a route, that's their route, right?
Correct.
But when you have a shortage of bus drivers, is it like, I'm going to have to send you here and there?
We're shuffling our substitutes around as needed. If we're pulling folks in from the office to drive, we might have to shuffle subs to other routes. And
you get weekends off, you get
weekends
holidays
off,
off, you get summers off, you get Christmas break, you get Thanksgiving break.
Spring break.
Spring break is a beautiful, wonderful thing. Indeed, and it pays what, close to $20 an hour, right?
Yeah, $19.75 an hour for training and
which is pretty good.
Sub pay. It
So,
is pretty good.
Talk about the training. That's probably the most intimidating thing. It's a big yellow bus, and what am I going to do?
Right. So we have a very comprehensive training program. We bring folks in. It's about a week of classroom training, and then about 4 to 5 weeks behind the wheel training in the bus before they're ready to take their commercial driver's license test.
And I've seen them out there they put them in the big parking lot that school districts own, and you guys work on how to back up and how to turn and sight lines and things like that.
Correct.
So you can't run into anybody or anything.
Exactly.
So, and who teaches those classes? Who's teaching the bus drivers?
So we have trainers who work for us, and they also drive routes or help do our routing.
Mm-hmm.
So they work between their hours of driving.
Do you think we can get 7? I have 7 people who watch this show.
I hope so. I hope so.
You would like more, though.
We
right?
need all 7 of you.
I would, because once we hire from our sub pool, we'll need to
Right.
replenish our substitutes.
Okay. Now, what about, say, outside school activities? I know many times they charter buses, or the school district has a contract, I believe, with transportation companies that are outside of the Wenatchee School District's transportation department. What about like athletic events and things like that? Is that all part of the deal too? You may be driving kids to the Tri-Cities or Moses Lake, stuff
You
like
could
that?
be. That is one of the perks of the job, is that they do extracurricular activities and drive for that.
Okay.
So.
Do you try and fit the bus to the person? I mean, somebody says, I can handle the big bus, and they're fine, and others say, the smaller buses are more my style.
We train everyone to be able to drive any bus in our fleet.
Okay.
So we match the bus with the route.
Okay. Are the drivers in the Wenatchee Valley pretty good about paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing? They're not passing buses when the stop sign's out, or are we doing okay? You're smirking at me there, Jennifer. Guys, I see motorists acting like idiots. There, I said it when the bus is coming around. How are we doing on that?
I think in general, everyone can do better paying attention around school buses and when they're supposed to stop and wait for children to disembark from the bus or load.
Mm-hmm. So we can do better, though.
We can always do better.
The scenarios have happened. Excuse me, Diana. I want to get this out of the way. What happens if the bus is out and the stop sign is out and both traffic people are supposed to stop and wait until the kids are gone, the bus starts moving, and somebody breaks the law? Does the bus driver get on the squawk box right away with a license plate number? How do you report those kinds of things?
There's a form they can come back to base and fill out, and then
Okay.
we submit that to our school resource officer.
Okay. So, and one last question about that. How much of this is safety training involved with it? Because it's you and 25 kids, maybe elementary school in the bus. How much of that training part is understanding, hey, this kid might not be doing very well, or there's some disruptions going on? Is there that kind of deal? It is part of the training process.
Right. One of the most dangerous parts of driving is a school bus is loading and unloading children. So they practice extensively doing routes and doing bus stops and using the correct procedures. One of the safest folks out there is the bus driver, because we know that traffic might not stop for students. So that's their job, is to really watch before they open their doors.
So what do they do from this point forward? Do they get a hold of you, say I'm interested, or at least I want to learn more? Jennifer, walk me through that. Now what?
So they can call the transportation department directly or submit an online application. And then I call folks and bring them in for an orientation to kind of give them an idea of what the job's about, what the training looks like, and what kind of time commitment they'll be involved with. At that point, we move forward with interviews and reference checks and bring them into our training class.
How much information can you find on that online? Is it just a form that you have to fill out before you even sit down and do it? Because you just assume do it online, so people can be thorough and all that stuff. as far as the actual application process is concerned, but there's more information on that.
Yeah, they also have to submit a driving abstract from DOL, which
Okay.
they can go in and purchase or download online for a fee
Okay.
of about $13.
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
So let's get some bus drivers. Do you like your job?
Love my job.
Yeah, you like doing it? Yeah. Well, welcome to the Wenatchee.
Thank
Belated welcome to the Wenatchee Valley. When you were hired, my guess is Jim Beeson was about the happiest guy in North Central Washington.
I think he was.
He was wearing two hats. If you don't know Jim, and I've known Jim since he came to the Wenatchee Valley from up in Alaska, he was wearing two hats until Jennifer came on board. He's the athletic director for the school district, and he was also the transportation director pro tem until you came on board. And poor Jim put in some just long hours filling in for you. But congratulations anyway.
Thank you.
Let's get some bus drivers. Hi, Diana Haglund.
Hi.
Thanks for being so patient.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We got a number of press releases from you. One of them was this, is what we're talking about. But the other one, once a quarter, the school board is going to sit down and just talk to the general public about specific topics.
Yeah, one of the really high-level goals of our school board this year was to create some opportunities for them to engage in dialogue outside of school board meetings. So we want that community engagement to happen and people to feel like they can have some conversations with our school board around really specific topics that relate to our district. And so we've created a series called Community Conversations, and these are all about bringing the community together, bringing all of our diverse stakeholder voices together so that they can have some discussion about issues like social emotional learning, about future facilities, so our school buildings, what does that need to look like, what do they look like now, and then also post-secondary pathways. So we're going to be launching those starting next month, which is right around the corner. Our first set of community conversations is going to focus on future facilities. So, we had a failed bond for Wenatchee High School. We just want to talk about what future schools need to look like and how our community feels our facilities are supporting our kids and what areas maybe we need to shore up. So having some really good dialogue there. The first one is going to be happening on October 9th at Wenatchee High School at 7 o'clock, and that'll be right on the heels of our Migrant Bilingual Parent Advisory Committee. Okay. So we're hoping some of those folks stay and continue that conversation on with our school board. And then we'll be having another one at Pybus Public Market on the 28th of October at 6 o'clock. These are 45-minute discussions. We want to honor people's time. It'll be myself and our superintendent, Dr. Paul Gordon, really facilitating that conversation. But we're going to be taking notes and really taking in the feedback and conversation that is being had amongst our stakeholders and our board.
Each one of these get-togethers will have a specific topic, right?
They will, yeah. So this is just our first topic we're going to focus on. The next one that'll be later this winter will be all about social emotional learning. So we want to hear from the community. What do they know about it? What are some concerns? What are ideas and just really overall discussions? So these are meant to be pretty open-ended, and we just encourage as many voices to come out and share their thoughts and feedback with our board. 2 board members will be participating in the discussion, so we won't have the full 5. So we don't have to do the full public. We don't have to do the full public meeting. But the board really wants to be able to engage in that dialogue and not just listen, but actually have conversation and discussion around those topics.
It's as much, it's everybody's school district, whether you have a kid in the school district or not. It's still, you live here, this is where you call home, and you might as well get involved.
Absolutely, and we'll be using a lot of the feedback and information we learn from these conversations as we look to a strategic plan in the upcoming year ahead. So really valuable time for the community to come out and share their thoughts about a variety of different topics.
Fascinating stuff, indeed. It's always good to see you. Don't get to see enough, Diana.
I know, right?
Jennifer, you were fantastic. She was a little nervous. But no, you were fine. You were fine. Let's get bus drivers.
Yeah,
$19.75 an hour. That's pretty good. You get if you're contracted, you get medical and dental benefits, paid sick. This is good stuff.
There's some really good stuff,
Yeah.
and for more information, you can visit our website, wenatcheeschools.org. You can fill out the application there, or you can give Jenny a call, too, at the Transportation Department. I know she would love to speak to anybody who is considering driving a bus as a potential career.
Of course, it's a great job. It would be perfect for me, but $19, that would be a huge pay cut for me because I make a lot of money. Crazy how much money I make. Let's get some bus drivers.
Please.
And if we still have a shortage in a month or so, get a hold of me. You know where to find me. Certainly Diana knows where to get a hold of me.
I do. We may be
Yeah.
back. And I would say too, this is a ongoing recruitment for sure. And one final plug though, because we have more than just bus drivers that we're hiring. We have some great options for folks who may be interested in custodial work. So we're also looking for custodians. So
And again, most
check
of
out our
summer off.
website. Yep,
No.
check out our website, wenatcheeschools.org.
Is there anything better than the first day of school and you go into the school, new school or old school, and everything's clean?
They
The
do.
schools are all polished.
Our-
The custodial staff is really good.
They
I've always-
really do an amazing
Yeah.
job, and they keep our facilities in
Yeah.
great condition and really take care of our classrooms. So.
And it's the whole maintenance and operations department of the school district, I think, do great jobs. I know a lot of them, and we have to work with them on any number of events, commencement exercises and things like that, and they've just always been great to work with. No problems at all. Jennifer, welcome to I can't wait to welcome you to Wenatchee Valley. Say hi to my
Thank
friends
you.
in Marysville the next time you're there.
I will.
Well, most of them were police officers who have arrested me. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCB Live channel. We'll be right back.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master, Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today, 509-663-1710.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
All right, we're back here at Studio 3. Before we send you on your way and get your weekend going, just take one more look at that weather forecast. First thing we want to do is let you know what you are in for historically cold temperatures for the month of September. These are your Sunday highs. We'll be lucky to get to maybe 45 in the Wenatchee Valley. Our normal highs are around 70 for this time of the year. So it's going to be very chilly on Sunday. And the Sunday lows are even worse. It's going to be really cold overnight, Sunday into Monday. We're looking at temperatures, 36, 37 degrees. By the way, it's going to rain pretty much all weekend long in the lower elevations with a couple of spittles of snow. The upper elevations, 1,400 feet and above, or maybe 1,500 feet and above, you're going to get some light snow. Above 2,500 feet, some significant snow. Your record temperatures for the month of September, we're going to break that record. You see that. This is the coldest high temperature in the month of September for the Wenatchee Valley. It was 48 degrees. That was set back, as you can see, in 1984. We are going to break that record for sure over the weekend, especially on Sunday with a forecast high of only 45. That's it. And wind chills. We cannot forget about wind chills. If you're going to be out and about, because this is going to be a combination with this very powerful cold front. Arctic air is coming in. Not only is it going to be very cold for this time of the year, we're going to be very wet, but it's also going to be windy. You combine all those things, the wind chills Saturday night into Sunday morning. Whew, outdoor plans at all Saturday night into Sunday. Long underwear and an umbrella is going to be an absolute must. So the forecast for today, the clouds will be thickening up as the day progresses. The cold front will be moving into the Wenatchee Valley. We'll top off at only 62 degrees. We had 77 yesterday. Going to be windy this afternoon, but the winds will die down once the sun goes down. Tonight it's going to rain, overnight low of about 40. Saturday, rain, cold, wind, high of 48. Saturday night, rain, cold, wind, 38 for the overnight low. Are you kidding me? Sunday, 45, rainy, cold, cloudy, rainy, cold, cloudy on Sunday night. And then the system exits, but the cold air stays. with temperatures well below normal. We will have a weekend wrap-up weather when we see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.